Today, we unbox, install, and use an 1100 CFM air filter unit so the inside of our lungs don't end up looking like this. Ew. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I wanted to, I got a new toy and I purchased this myself. This was not given to me. I needed a way to clean the air in my shop. It's getting to be winter now. Notice I have my hat on because I have no hair on my head. Pretty good at growing on my face though. But I usually weld with the window open and the exhaust fan on, which I'll talk about later. But you don't want to do that when it's 20 degrees outside. So I'm trying out a new thing. I got this shop air filter. Today we're gonna unbox it, plug it in. I'm gonna do some welding, and this is what it looks like after actually a couple hours worth of welding. Some of it with the exhaust fan off, so it was just closed circulation. Pretty nasty stuff. I'm pretty impressed with how much this filter caught. So without further ado, let's unbox it, put it together, and use it. All right, so here she is. This is the Note the 1100 series. There's another unit that looks very similar that only goes up to 400 CFM, and they're only rated for 400 square foot. This one is supposedly good for 1100 square foot. So I'm in a 30 by 50, well 30 by 48 shop. So I got a 1440 square foot. So this is slightly smaller than the rating, but I think it should do fine. When you're buying the square version, make sure you look at the CFM rating, because there's one that has 3 speeds with the top speed of 400 CFM, and that's too small for a shop like this. This one is the 1100 CFM version. So let's get it open. Well packaged, manual, nobody reads those. Nice plastic corners. Well padded. Pretty hefty. Let's see. So it's got handles on the side. Here's the control panel. It's got 3 different speeds. You can set an hour timer for how long it runs after you set it, and then apparently this top light is to show you how dirty your air is as it's sucking it through. Now notice there's a power cord, but this thing's supposed to come with a remote. And I read the reviews on this, and there were some people that returned this. They're like, it didn't come with any accessories. But I saw in one of the reviews that the accessories are behind the filter. So there's the hardware, there's the remote, and there's the nice bag filter, and a fan. So really these units are a control board with a timer, a fan, a box, a 1 micron bag filter, and a 5 micron furnace filter. When I was doing my research, because I do too much research, it looked like activated carbon, like charcoal filters, can help reduce smoke, and that's what they use in microwaves. So if you have a microwave above your stove and it's not vented to the outside and it recirculates into your room, those have activated charcoal filters in them to help reduce the smoke. So this is basically a 10 by 20 by 1 filter. Oh, this says MERV10 right on it. I didn't catch that. I found a MERV 11 10 by 20 by 1 filter with activated charcoal. It was gray. And I think when this filter gets dirty, that's what I'm gonna replace this with, in hopes that it will address some of the, like if there were smoke fumes. So yeah, I'm gonna finish putting this together. Got this thing up here. I had to pull it to this side of the cabinet so it would stretch my electrical socket up here. This is not its permanent home. This is just where I could set it really easily and use it. It actually detects its own, it detects the air quality of the room. It will turn itself on automatically, which is pretty cool. I didn't realize that it did that. So here's the remote. It's got on-off speed, time, ionizer, which this unit does not have. I did not see this unit on Amazon with the ionizer feature. It might have been on there, but I searched for it, I couldn't find it. This one is non-ionizer unit. I'm not entirely sure what it is that does. But, and then the up and down arrows are for selecting how dirty your air can be before turning on. So I'm gonna see if you can read the screen, hopefully. So on here you can select 3 different speeds, low, medium, and high, via the remote or on the screen. For changing the particulate matter or how dirty the air is, you can only do that from the remote with the up and down arrows. The sensor for this is kind of cool. So like I said, it's automatic, and it does that. There's a little fan in there that circulates air through, I don't know, some kind of sensor to detect how dirty the air is in here. So basically, to use this unit, you turn it on, and then if you want it to run all the time, you put it on 0 hours. So 0 hours is, it's on forever. And then other than 0 hours, you can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's it. So 0 hours, it's on all the time. If the sensor detects the air is dirty enough, then it will kick on. And then other than that, you can set it from 1 to 6 hours and it'll shut off when it's done, when the timer is up. And then the last thing is the up and down arrows. So it's from 0 to 800, well, it shows 800 on the screen. And in the instructions, it says, this is the desired particulate matter number. So it's from 0 to 800, and just like the timer, if you set it on 0, it's just running all the time. So if you just want it to turn on and you just want it to run, then you set it to 0 and you power it on and you set your timer to 0 and it'll just run all day long forever. I'm gonna put this down to 0 so you can hear it turn on. This is a shotgun mic and it's pointed directly at the fan, so it might be a little bit louder. Be careful if you're wearing headphones, you might turn it down. But I'm gonna force it to turn it on, and then I'm gonna run through low, medium, high, just so you can hear it. So I'm gonna set this, the particulate, down to 0, and it should turn on. This is low. It's actually quite a bit of air. Medium. And high. Really not very loud. Not that loud. No. So I turned the PM up just so it would shut off. But when I turn this on, so it's about 10 feet from the wall over here. It's strong enough that it was hitting the wall and I could feel the air all the way down that wall and a little bit down the next wall. So I think if you let it run long enough, it would create a circular pattern in the shop. All right, I think I got a good test for this air filter. I'm about to do a lot of welding, and I'm just gonna put this in time-lapse mode, put it up here pointing at the particulate matter sensor on the unit. It says 10 right now. I tried turning on my my robot vacuum, didn't kick up much dust. I tried, we had it on while we were grinding on a project, metal grinding on a project the other night, and it elevated a little bit, but I don't think the grinding dust goes quite as high because this is like 12 feet off the ground. But it did start running the other night when I was welding, and I forgot to take a video of it, so I'm taking a video of it now. But you can watch the particulate matter creep up and up and up, and the more I welded, and I've got a 2 foot, like a 20-inch exhaust fan right above my workbench pulling air out, and I got a window open over here and a window open over here. Actually, we can look at that real quick. So I've got a window open over here, I've got this window open, and then I think that's like a 20-inch exhaust fan, which works awesome, and it's directly above my fabrication area. Works awesome, and I'll put a link to it below. Comes with like the flapper on the outside and all the good stuff. But it still gets smoky enough in here, even with that running, that this thing kicked on the other night. I think I had it set on 500 or 600 parts per million, and it kicked on and ran while I was welding. So I'm gonna put this in time lapse on that, and you guys can see it slowly climb up and then kick on. It's kind of cool. But anyways, my initial impression, it's good, seems quality. Filter should prove pretty easy to get. I'll put links to them down below. The remote's good, I can control it from the ground. This is about 12 feet in the air, and it works just fine. Eventually I will relocate it, but for now it works good, and I'm excited to use it. So hope this helps you. It gives you some ideas for how to keep the air quality a little bit better in your shop. Again, it's not perfect. It's not a HEPA filter. It's not a $12,000 air circulation. It's just for the ambient air in the shop. If you're kicking up a lot of dust, if you're grinding, and especially any wood cutting, sawdust, whatever, I think this will do a pretty good job in our shop and keep the air a little bit cleaner, keep the dust off of everything, and should be good. So hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and you go out in the shop and work on something.